Voila. Okay, so I'm gonna start again. So it's been a year already. Come on. And it does seem that we didn't, like, I feel like it went by so fast. I don't know about anybody else. It's been busy. And we've accomplished a lot in this year. So like I said, our biggest aim was to kind of change our world. And our world, I mean here at VT, through our group. And we're glad that you guys were able to help with us through the entire term, even with the pandemic and everything else that's kind of been the pressures behind. I guess some days it was trying to survive, some days it was more than that. But I mean, our biggest aim was to enjoy it and have fun along the way, not make it stressful, or at least as little as stressful as possible. And thank you for sticking with us through all of this. So that's why we like to celebrate our little wins. If we don't, then we'll never know how far we've come. So if you guys remember, at the beginning of the year, we sent out a cute video to introduce the board and my little Hokiberg pillow, because that's got me through the year as well. And we made a lot of promises, and we want to kind of go through the ones that we've kept. And for the most part, I think we did a good job of keeping it centered around these things, because that was our agenda. So how do we do? So going back through kind of the main points, so the It's a listserv, getting that up and kind of consolidated in terms of, you know, social networking and getting everything out to that listserv, trying to send it out Mondays. You received a ton of emails from us, and we finally got that figured out into, I think, a model that works, right, Helen? But you did get a lot of emails, and you're welcome, because I know you enjoyed them deep down inside, despite all the other emails you got. Our other was we revamped the website, and this one is a huge thank you and shout out to Gata Almateri. She ripped this apart and restructured it with us. We've edited this all summer long before the year. She would love to see other things happen, but we had limited time, but I think she did a fantastic job. So big thank you to her and Helen. Helen was behind that with her. We increased our social media presence and engagement. So this is a little thing from our Facebook group. Orange is the reactions. So we had 1,162 reactions in the year. We had 137 comments, and sorry, my bar is in the way here. 163 posts, and this is up significantly from the year before. I wasn't going to put all the data in, but this is fantastic, because I find people are participating just because I watch the actual social media and Facebook much more than they used to, especially because we're having conversations there now, which is really cool. So, and I wasn't seeing that before as a student. We completed the milestone It's a Resource, finally. I know you guys, thank you for holding on, because I know you waited with bated breath for that. So that is available. And we put the fun back in fundraising, or fundraise, and that is, I mean, all of us worked on it, but this is completely led by Ginny. She did a fantastic job this year. If you look, we've done, she did this great wildcard workshop all on, on Zoom. I don't know how she did it, because that was tough getting people out for those kinds of things. But we had participation. Sharon's legs look beautiful as she Irish danced for us. We had Ming do filters. He made a video for his advertisement. This is us all getting ready to Irish dance in my sweaty exercise clothes. Whew, I was out of shape. We had belly dancing. I did not get to participate in that. I don't know if anyone wanted me to participate in that, but it was fantastic as well, I've heard. And I would just like to announce that Ginny and with the rest of the group, so all of us, we've raised over $1,000 this year for ITSA through donations. I mean, we did VT Giving Day, these wildcard workshops, whatever we could, or just putting the donation bar, just the visibility. So we now have a cushion with ITSA, and we want to be transparent about that and able to pass it on to the next group to see, like, we can save and we can have some money to do some things in the future, especially as we move back on campus. So we're super happy about that. Oops, sorry, it skips ahead on me. Why are you doing this? Okay, one at a time here. Okay. And we aim at bringing people together. The biggest thing for us was being social this year, and we did some fun stuff. We had a Halloween party, which you can see there. This green goblin is Dr. Lockie. I think she won the costume contest. That was hands down. Yeah, we had a bunch of different costumes out. We had people joining us from previous years during our social gatherings, alumni. We've kept up the virtual gathering each term, open and closed, just so that we can kind of check in with people. This is Dr. Holmes, looks like he's enjoying himself there. Although he had a riot at the one where we did I think it was Dr. Holmes and Dr. Johnson were looking for things in their house. We did like a scavenger hunt. So this is our fall gathering. Get a bunch of people out. We also were able to bring you more, lots of possibilities through our new PD panel. This is going to continue. Bryce and Kiyoshi are going to make sure that this continues next year and opens up more possibilities for us. So we had Tien head up a ton of panels with our help as well, of course. We did hiring in industry. We promoted AACT because we really think it's an important organization. Hiring in academia. We talked about publications. We had a milestone panel just to get perspectives. And we used a lot of people that were either our own like current students in our program, graduates, alumni, recent hirees in other schools that were previously here. It was fantastic. And I got a lot out of them. I don't know about anybody else, but I totally did enjoy them. Here's just some of the moments. Tien presenting. We had Dr. Samantha Hiridar. She's in Hawaii. Our most recent one was absolutely fantastic. We had 4 previous alumni in industry. Give us a good rundown of what to expect. And then we brought you more possibilities. And again, this one was really thanks to Jenny. Part of her not just fundraising, but part of her finance role is doing applying to the SBB, which is our funding board. And she was able to get a lot of, oops, there's Dr. Johnson. She was able to get a lot of funding this year through the virtual side of things. So we were able to send 2 fully funded participants because AACT is not inexpensive. It is quite pricey. So we were able to send 2 full presenters to AACT funded by ITSA and through that application. Even better is Jenny, Jenny, correct me if I'm wrong, but you got about 20 spots for ERA and we were able to send approximately over 10, I believe. And we did it across the SOE. So anybody that were participating and presenting, we were able to send throughout the School of Education. And we also just sent regular people who wanted to attend and see what it was like. So, and then here's some of the presentations, our poster presentations from the virtual. We had over 20 presenters at AACT this year. It was a huge Virginia Tech showing. And that does not include the faculty. That's completely students and alumni, like recent alumni. And we celebrated milestones. And I didn't realize, Bryce, we were celebrating you specifically for this. I don't think, was there anybody else doing the qualifying this term when we sent this out? Okay, so we were behind you 100%, Bryce. But regardless, yeah, good job. We really wanted to keep that presence because normally we'd be in there with snacks for the qualifying. We'd be there, kind of gathered around a little bit while you went off for your writing moment. And we found it hard to try to kind of replicate that. So we were sending out well wishes. We also want to celebrate a lot of the milestones. We are a brilliant bunch. And if I've missed somebody, please let me know. I've kind of put this together from all of my information resources. We had a lot of huge milestones this year. Dissertations that were completed was Christine Maka. Jing Jing just finished. Doctor. And then we had Rania Al-Sohi. And then Ming is actually set for this summer. He's coming up. They've made a special spot for him. Prospectus was covered by Henry, Manira as well, and next week Sharon is set to go. And preliminaries were completed by Shane Ryan, myself, and Gada back in the fall. And Bryce just got through his qualifying, so congratulations as well there. It's been a good year. And I mean, good year. This is during a pandemic. Things were on track. We've kept it up. Like, it's not easy.
Good luck, everyone.
feeling a little worn down. So this is fantastic to see that we were able to keep it consistent accomplishments. Yeah, I was really excited when I got this list. This is what I was waiting for this morning, and I was super excited to see the, like, you kind of mentally put it together as the emails come out, but this was fantastic. So yeah, and then now we're going to pass the torch, and thank you for holding on, not quitting on us, everybody. So we are hoping that we set a base this year for Bryce and his team. We are really excited because we got to meet with everybody. Kelly is here, I believe, and we have an excellent team. So Bryce is taking over as the president. If you don't know Bryce is just started back in the fall in this program. Unfortunately, we haven't been able to meet him in person. I've only ever seen him from shoulders up. So like, if I seen him on the street, I don't know if I know him. No, he's been fantastic. He's going to take over my role. Helen is going to stay as the internal spy. No, I'm just kidding. She's going to stay with the team this year, and she's actually going to take over Bushra's spot with a little bit more responsibility and support Bryce throughout the process. Our finance officer this year is going to be Kelly Fleming, so she's going to take over in finances. Yay. Our social media officer is Bola Ogun Bayodi, and please, did I pronounce that right, Helen? Did I get that? Did I nail it? I don't know. Is she there?
No, you didn't.
I did not. I didn't think I did. How's it pronounced?
No, Ogunbayode.
Oh, thank you. Anyway, she has said you can call her Bola.
Did you hear that?
Sorry? Anyway, so Bola is a sweetheart. She's from our master's program. I'm really excited to still have the master's representation.
Can you hear me?
Yep, we can hear you now. So we're really excited to have her on the board.
Rebecca.
Oh. we can hear you. You there? Helen?
Can you?
You're cutting out, but we can hear you.
Oh, okay.
Hi, Dr. Johnson. I just seen you in my screen. I had you had a downside. Yeah, so she's joined us from the master's program. Another master's student, so actually two this year, is Kiyoshi Mana. He is going to be taking over as a professional development officer. I'm really excited about his participation. He is got some really good experience kind of in that back. Well, he's interested in this kind of area, so professional development. So I'm very excited to see what he's going to do with the series there and some new ideas, hopefully. And then last but not least is I have to thank the board this year. So my team took over. Yeah, big time. You can see Sharon clapping. My team took over in, technically the takeover doesn't happen until the beginning of the next year. My team, because maybe because we were sitting around doing nothing during the pandemic, I don't know, but they were fantastic. We started right off the bat meeting for sometimes an hour or two a month. And that was May of last year. And we just worked all through the summer to prepare for the term because we knew it wasn't going to be easy doing it virtually, which was more than I could ever ask from them. Like, they were not required to do that. Also, it was a fantastic team. And we worked as a team. We had our roles, but Ginny, like, if she took over something that she couldn't do, she'd tell me. We'd line it up with somebody else. Like, it was very much a well-working machine, I guess, put it that way. But yes, and then from the bottom of my heart, like, thank you. And there is something coming out in the mail. That's why I wanted your mailing addresses, because I would have given it to you at our gathering if we had a face-to-face. So I will be sending you something in the mail to thank you. If you haven't given me your address, I will hunt you down. I'll find it. Yeah, so you'll get that shortly. I really appreciate everything you've done. It's been fantastic working with all of you. I can't say anything more. I don't know how to, like, I'm speechless, which is rare. So, and then last.
Thank you, Rebecca. You've been an amazing president, an amazing leader of this. So huge
Well, I just enjoyed it. Like, the biggest thing has been the cooperation behind it. I mean, it's been easy. Bryce, I don't want to like make a or, like, I'm not lying to you. It's been easy for me because if something needs done, I've I just have to ask and it gets done. It's been really good. So that's our year. I'm super proud of everyone. The entire program as well has been very supportive. We've heard good things. And the feedback has been fantastic as well. That was the last thing I wanted to kind of put out there is just the things that we've gotten back from you, like what do you want? And it's funny because we sent surveys out and nobody filled them out. And I don't mean that in a negative sense. You guys actually verbally, it was just like I get emails from you or we have the Slack channel. And it'd just be like, hey, we really want to see this, or do you know if you guys can do this? And I was like, that's cool. It's been very I guess two-way communication about that. So thank you, everybody. Other than that, we didn't have anything like super planned or games or anything. We just wanted to talk and relax and see how everybody is. And yeah, so did everybody enjoy the year? I guess
I just wanted to say hello. I'm not trying to invade student space, but I did want to pop in and thank It's going and It's coming. It's been a rough job and you guys have done so well. And for the people coming in, not knowing what it's going to look like next year, because it's going to be different context. So it's just a lot of bravery and creative problem solving and the type of courage I expect from instructional designers. Thank you all so very much. And I think you're wonderful. You've helped connect everybody to each other in a variety of ways. And I'm just, I'm so proud of all of you. I know you're not little 3-year-olds running around, but I'm just so,
it's okay.
so proud of you.
I could be a little 3-year-old if you
really so proud of your efforts. We all felt like 3-year-olds running around this past year, but I just wanted to, like I said, I didn't want to invade your student time.
Never invading at all.
But I did want to say, I love everybody and thank you so much for everything you've done for each other. And, and that helps faculty out too. We can't connect everybody how we would like to. We don't have offices. We don't have like anybody can just pop in. Hey, we don't have any of that. And you guys have helped create an environment that students can feel comfortable telling you what they want, what they need. And you've created some wonderful opportunities for learning and growth. So I just want to say thank you. And hi, Dr. Lockie.
Oh, hi, Dr. Lockie.
Hello. Hi, everybody.
So
I will leave you guys.
Oh, you can stay. You don't have to. I mean, unless you need to go. I mean, but
well, I don't really have to. I just feel really uncomfortable. Like, if we were out at the duck pond, we could have little, circles of chats going on, but now we're just all staring at each other. And I feel like I'm listening in on everybody's conversation.
Never. I mean, aren't you an ITSA alumni anyways?
Yeah, I was gonna say you're like one of us. I mean, you're never invading.
Yes. I mean, this is why I try. You're wearing my, my end of the year Hawaiian.
I was gonna say that's your. I've seen that before. Where's your umbrella drink? Like the little pineapple with the.
It's.
No coffee, right? I did the same thing.
I did just get a text from another alumni who's in Charlotte right now of a picture of a martini. So somebody's doing that, right?
It's 5 o'clock somewhere.
It is.
I mean, I don't know.
12:40.
Or 12:40. Yeah, I was like, day drinking's a thing now, right?
This was about an hour ago. So
Can we put the recording off, maybe?
Yeah.
No. This might be one of our last meetings right before next semester. Is there any sort of update? I know we don't know any, but is there anything that we know?
Do I know anything? That's a deep question.
Like, are we meeting in person next semester?
We're
supposed to be meeting in person with the backup being what we did the last, 3 semesters. So, right, Dr. Lockie, we're supposed to start with a face-to-face, and then we had to put a backup plan, and the backup is what we've been doing but we'll start with face-to-face, I think.
Yeah, that's what I assumed. Like all of the classes say on campus, it doesn't say virtual anymore. It says like with a room number. So that's
like
my assumption.
Picnic?
Well, Bryce and I talked about that.
Right. I should have been at the meeting.
Well, no, you shouldn't have been at the meeting. Kelly tried to tune in from the beach. I was like, Kelly, that's dedication. So, like, I already love the
Yeah.
dedication of the new group, but I was like, Kelly, go hang out with your family. Like, no, Bryce and I kind of talked about that. So, and we will continue talking about that because in the transition, like, Bryce is going to have to prepare with you guys for yes in face, but ... She's essentially like, I think the biggest thing is right now we're preparing for face to face, and we would love to have like a barbecue or something, or we were thinking maybe to mix it up, but like that actual face to face gathering. So I think we're gonna. Yeah, go ahead.
I was just gonna jump in and say, like, we'll make sure to prepare for contingencies, you know, given the dynamic nature of these things. So we'll make sure to have backup plans. But I mean, given the emails and everything from the president thus far, it sure seems that we'll be seeing each other face to face, real human contact.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I know.
Right.
Bring a tear to your eye.
Also, I slid, you know, because we have a little bit of control over sliding things to the new group. So I slid your idea of Thirsty Thursdays in there, Dr. Johnson. Like, we're hoping to do those. we're hoping to do those on at some point too, somewhere. So.
Oh, that was just me. That was actually just me.
Well, you're welcome to come. I mean, I was down. Like, I thought it was awkward on Zoom, like, 'cause it's already awkward on Zoom. So, you know.
Right.
No, but they have some ideas for some new things. And we had a lot of face-to-face ideas that we never got to put in. So we've made a list of them, and they're going to go with whatever they want. They're not obligated. So we're excited to see what happens for sure.
Us too.
Yeah, right. And like, I mean, the transition's really cool because we're not everybody's leaving. So like, I'll be around if anyone needs help. Helen's on the board again, which is cool. Bushra's around if anyone needs help. So we'll still help them participate. Like, we're still going to participate. We'll still be here. We're not leaving. But yeah. So does anyone have any recommendations for next year? I guess, like, anything you'd like to see happen, like, while we're sitting here. Oh, Kelly's thinking this could be dangerous. I just love your expressions on Zoom. I have her in class too, and I watch her through the whole class because I love her expressions.
Well, Zoom trained. I have my head in the middle of a screen. I'm very expressive on the face.
Yeah, I get it. But yeah, I think it was a successful year. All you missed, Dr. Lucky, is I had a little slideshow. We recorded it with some of the milestones and just kind of a review of what we did. Got some Facebook data in there. You know, you have your data.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And some analytics.
Yeah, some analytics about engagement. So we had like, what was it, almost 1,000 reactions, like just people clicking and reacting on things. And I think it was up about, I can't remember what the percentage is, but we had like 200 comments. Like, so it's showing that there's actual conversations going on between things, which is cool. Up from last year, which is nice.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sharon, you got any?
Is there a link I could watch it later?
Yeah, well, I'm still actually I can probably stop recording soon, but I'm still recording, and then I will download it and I'll send it to Helen, our usual, and she'll send it out. She would post it. Yeah, and if anyone, I don't know if it was ever made fully clear, if anyone wants to see gatherings or the PD panels, like the professional development panels, they're all on our YouTube channel. So,
Know that.
yeah, I wondered that we like sometimes things do get lost and like just we send so many things out, right? But if you go onto our website, there is the YouTube link on the bottom. Just click it and it'll take you to the stuff. But yeah,
We've had some excellent feedback about the PD panel. I've lost track of time. Was it last week or the week before? The last one we did. The folks from industry. And I sent that to Kristen Gassman, our school director, requested it because she couldn't come, and I sent it to the dean as well. So what a great conversation. That's one that we even talked about, that Dr. Johnson and our other colleagues, we chatted about maybe using that session in the foundations class or as a way to share with new students who are new to the field some of the career paths and some of the considerations of those. contacts. Yeah,
Yeah.
very cool.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah, I was
No,
reviewing. Sorry,
I,
go ahead.
no, I was just gonna say, I can't express enough how much Dr. Potter seemed to enjoy it, right, Dr. Lucky? You know,
Yeah, yeah.
he really loved seeing the interaction between them. So thank you guys for pulling that together. And I will definitely, you know, incorporate it into foundation. I still have my idea to bring in people to talk. This is just a different dynamic, you know, and I think it gives a different perspective. So that was just one of the, you know, many wonderful things you guys, you know, have done over the past year. So thank you so much for that.
No, it's funny because my interest is not necessarily in industry, not to say I'd never end up in it, but the diversity on that panel was phenomenal. Like just to hear like in personality and backgrounds and where they worked, and just to hear perspectives on things, and very like straightforward. Like you need to advocate for yourself, and because they've had like some of them worked 16 to 20 years in some of the industries that they're in, and just straight up like, here's what your salary is, don't expect this. Like it was really nice to hear some like reality there too, like not just you know, everything's great, which they have great, there's downsides too to jobs, there's things about every job we don't like, and they were very honest about what to expect, and I enjoyed that kind of like I think like you said, Dr. Johnson, that sharing, that the connection there. And
One of
there
the things that I enjoyed hearing was back in the day, you weren't allowed a work-life balance. That was for people that were planning on retiring early or were not going to really be taken seriously as employees. And it was obvious that work-life balance is, if not widely accepted, now seen as part of the deal. And I really enjoyed seeing that because, I mean, I had a boss that he would start emailing at 5:30. If you weren't answering him at 6 a.m., he got on you when you walked through the door at the office. Didn't matter if you were early, you weren't answering his emails at 6 in the morning. And I'm glad those days are over.
Yeah, no, they were very honest about those things. Like I had a hard time articulating, like, as a woman, I was like, if I want to have a child coming out of this program and I want to work in industry, like, can I do that? So, and I didn't know how to ask it. And it was funny because the two women on the panel were like, oh, we know what you're asking. Like, don't worry. And they started into like, yeah, you can have a kid, but these are the things you need to outline like right away, set your boundaries. Like it was very, very honest conversation. I enjoyed that. So the other one, sometimes you forget what we did in the fall. So I was going back through things like making that presentation, and I really like the ACT one that we did, preparing for ACT, especially because I don't like building that connection with ACT is not always obvious to like people that are coming into the program. And I think Bryce has learned over the last year that it's a phenomenal organization. You maybe back me up on this one, only because you're new to the program, and I know you've been involved. Like Bryce was a senior volunteer, like he was like a team lead, like he ran the volunteers at our AACT convention this year online in the background. So like you don't get to do that kind of stuff in organizations. So I mean, like it's just what you can get involved with as like your first year, like your first semester. You were in the program for what, 2 months, I think, and you're doing that. Like, so very cool. And
everyone
like
there is just terrific and super supportive, and yeah, it's really a worthy time.
And like, and then it's your kind of, I don't say gateway, but it is your gateway to organizations and the group networking. Like I think Bryce, you're part of a bunch of divisions now. That's how I did it. Sharon's done it that way as well. And those are our people. Like you start meeting the names that you see on publications and in the field, and it's a fantastic group. Ah, nice. Awesome. Yeah, he did send out, like, I didn't get touch the link. He sent it out, didn't he? Yeah, that's a really good one. Well, Jenny, you can tell about it.
Yeah, no, I'll go find the links he sent to and I'll copy paste them in the chat here.
Yeah, we talked about a lot of like resume building, things like that. That would be actually something really cool. The CV and resume building, it was on our list of PD things eventually. coming up, but they actually kind of went over that in the industry one, which was cool as well. Yeah,
There's
anyone had?
something,
Oh,
I'm
sorry.
sorry. I'm sorry.
No,
Rebecca,
go
I
ahead.
didn't mean to interrupt. I was just going to say related to that, some of you may know that part of my job in the 3 jobs that I have this year, one of my jobs is to help support Elements, which is a faculty activity reporting system, or a faculty activity database is what it is, but grad students are in there too. And so I would be more than happy to, and I know many of you, Bryce, and some of the folks who've worked in the Helen and folks who've worked in the lab this year, and whatever that means. I know you've worked with Elements too, but I'd be glad to share with you in the coming year or whenever how to use it, how you can use it to build a repository of your work and use it for different purposes. Like if you ever do a proposal to NSF or to NIH or different organizations, they require things to be in a certain way, you know, format and that kind of stuff. But anyway, that was a long-winded way of saying I'd be happy to show you how to use Elements as a mechanism for kind of keeping your stuff.
It'd be really
And
neat.
as she does that, it would be one of my goals for next year is to start building up, because other departments have done this. Sorry, I'm trying really hard not to sneeze. I lost the battle. Okay. I would love to have our graduate students and their information from Elements feed into the website, because it is something that we can do. And so that's something I was going to work with Bryce on in the future. I have some grand plans for the website. And this is one of them, and start really showcasing everybody's work.
Actually, speaking of that, Sharon. Oh.
Nope, go ahead.
No, go ahead, Dr. Lucky.
I was just going to say, I'm not sure I have time to show it now, and I'm sorry I have a 1 o'clock meeting, but there's, just so you know, Sharon and everybody, one of the new features of Elements that is in pilot mode right now is that it will, not only does it serve as a house for or a repository for your work, but we're bringing up a module called the Discovery module, which locally will be called VT Experts. And I'll send a link to you all now, because we can access it from a Virginia Tech IP address. So either on campus or through the VPN. I'll give you instructions about that too. But anyway, because it's in pilot mode, we have to keep it locked down within our IP range. So anyway, it takes the information that you put in Elements and creates a public-facing web presence for you. You can, and automatically, it's sort of like a portfolio of your work. And you know, here's your articles, here's your conference presentations, some biographical information, and they can somehow, Sharon, they can be aggregated to become a department's set of faculty and student websites.
Wow.
So more news as it develops. How about that?
Just to add on to what Sharon had said, it was, sorry, do you have to go, Dr. Lucky? I apologize. I didn't mean to.
No, just in a couple minutes. I'll hang out for another couple minutes.
Hang on to the last moment.
To the last minute.
No, that was another thing that I maybe left off the presentation is one of our goals as a group, and made this aware to the next board, is to expand our presence to support the School of Education. And we're lucky because Sharon is now in, like, she's working within it as well. So like I've been in a lot of communication between Sharon. I introduced Bryce and Sharon so that they can continue that connection too. And I know like he's working as a currently with Dr. Holmes as a GA, and like so I just want, like, we're connected to the School of Education. We are part of the School of Education because Dr. Guessman is super interested in making kind of a community throughout all of the different disciplines instead of like little silos of them. We had Dr. Guessman out to meet with us and tell us her plan, and then we've stayed in communication with her, which is why Dr. Lucky has taken a lot of information back to her as well, like our previous panel and different things. That's why sometimes when we can, we're trying to expand funding, like when Ginny has applied for different conferences if it's something that's more educational wide, like ERA. We're trying to expand and support everybody in our program. We've also found that as that's happened, a lot of different, like from my Cognate classes, we're having a lot of different disciplines come out to our panels and things like that. So it's trying to make, like, yes, we'll have specific IDT ones, but we will also have professional development that might be more broad, because I mean, applying for academia jobs is kind of broad. Like, you can do that across the board, and here are some good things. So we're looking to make that connection a little bit stronger as time goes on, because that is our support house. That is where we're housed within Virginia Tech, and I think it would be great. I think it's great for everybody, the more people we can have come out. We had random people, this is the best. Ginny and I were talking about this for fundraising things. We've had random people, like undergraduates, come to them. There was in fall, there was somebody that came to a couple of them, just loving them, like learning about filters, or like we had people coming out to do the Irish dance. You had a bunch of people sharing for yours. We did a language one with Kamla, and she's had people out. So like, people are starting to hear because the presence gets bigger, and I think it's great because it makes us visible, but also it expands the community to the School of Education in general. But we hope to continue that big time. So, and Dr. Gussman's 100% on board with that. So that's why you'll see a lot of our It's a Listserv stuff be repeated in the School of Education listserv as well. So we're not trying to like attack you with our million emails, but we are. So sorry, because we want you to know these things. But yeah, so that's going to continue, and Sharon's going to help support that, I'm sure, on her end. She's got a lot of plans. One thing her and I talked about seeing is getting graduate assistantships lined up in one area, because we've had some recent things. Trying to find like the different opportunities for funding for graduate assistantships. They're all over the place. I had a student ask me about it, and I was like, I have no idea where to look because they're in 100 different spots. So there's a lot of different things that we're trying to integrate into School of Education that was also going to help us as a program and in ITSA. So just to be transparent, these are not things that are hidden. They just don't always get shared because there's so much stuff going on. But yeah. Well, yeah, we I think we pushed her to set it out for an hour. We had the timing. Yeah. We can stay here and chat for a bit if you want to. If you have places to go or you don't want to be on Zoom any longer, I totally understand. But yeah, it was nice seeing everybody.
It was wonderful to see you all.
It was wonderful to see everybody.
I do hope y'all have a peaceful
tomorrow.
summer. Huh?
Peaceful summer, and then we'll see each other.
Some of those little umbrella drinks and stuff like that.
Oh my gosh, right?
Well, I don't
Umbrella
know.
drinks.
What would be so I'm going to Alaska. What would be the Alaska equivalent of the umbrella drink? So I know, I was trying to think of this.
A hot toddy.
Hot toddy. Oh, there you go. That's smart.
You're welcome.
I'll send you a picture.
We need to get going.
Bye,
We'll see
everybody.
everybody
All
later.
right. See you,
Bye.
everybody. Congratulations again, Jing Jing.
Thank you. Keep in touch.
Yeah.
Bye.